feel me. Cupid shot me. Heart beats racing. Tempt me, try me. Feel so exciting. Thought of highly. It's yours entirely. I'll be more than a lover, more than a woman, more than a lover. I'll be more than a lover, more than a woman, more than a lover. I'll be more than a lover, more, I'll be more than a lover, more than a lover.
All right, let me go ahead and take that off because they're going to give me a strike for that, a copyright strike for that. Just so stupid and annoying because what's the big deal? You know, it's just a little bit of music, damn it. But they will. Let me check my mic. All right, and there I am. All right, y'all, what's up? What my best friend already knows I got a Leah playing. What is up? Thank you for everybody coming through. Let me just slowly move this. This mic freaks me out all the time. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Everybody is here. If you want to give me a little comment, say hello. If you can't, I understand. Just listen to the voice and you will be happy, right? But don't forget to hit the like button. All right, let's get it pop. All right. Let me see. Night Ronan is on. What's up? What's up, Night Ronan? Morning, Casey. Listening while grading. Ooh, oh, you're a teacher, Night. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. All right. All right, my best friend, she sent me a comment. She says hello. All right, everybody, let's get started. We're going to first start with the quote for the day. And the quote for the day says, be a free thinker and don't accept everything you hear as truth. Be critical and evaluate what you believe in. And that's from Aristotle, which is so true and what we do on this channel. We spend a lot of time, I know I did in my years, just believing every headline that I would read and going right along with it and everything. And then, in 2020, I had such a cognitive dissonance that I almost passed out when I found out that about 90% of what I thought was true was in fact not true. So, here we are today. But that's a good thing. And that doesn't mean that I believe in, I don't do too many disclaimers. That doesn't mean that I believe crazy things, right? Like, no, like we know that the sky is blue and the grass is green. But I do believe one day they're going to tell us that we can't say that the sky is blue or the grass is green, But what we know is that the propaganda is used to control people. However, it has to be done. Definitely through our emotions. How embarrassing! Definitely through our emotions, and and once they get you in your emotions, that they can get you to do whatever they want you to do. So, and we should be emotional creatures, but we have to also sometimes step back and realize what's being said to me. What is it that I want? What is it that they want from me? Why are they saying certain things to me? So let me calm my nerves down a little bit. I don't know, but I still get nervous, y'all, when I come on here. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna talk about a few things on the channel, important topics, headlines. We got an hour, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first thing I need to do is answer something that happened on Twitter. Okay, so we're gonna do that together. Excuse me, because I want y'all to see it. Because people always have something to say, and so it's always easier for me to just do it like this. Now, let me go back and make the screen bigger. Um, all right, so on Twitter today. All right, so this girl says her name is Donnie for Liberty. So she's a good person. I have asked her before to come on the channel and debate me. She totally did not see, air quotes, my request. It's like, yo, like let's talk about your thoughts and stuff. But all of a sudden she stopped responding when I had asked her that. That usually happens with about at least 100% of the people that I asked that question to. Whatever. So I don't know what's going on in Texas, but she put up this conservative principles thing and said it says strong families, principle, initiative, leadership, limited government, honest compassion, freedom, quality education, rugged individualism, personal responsibility, and opportunity for all, right? And so she puts apparently libertarianism is the way if Texas Republican Party is pretending not to be full blown authoritarian status. Also plagiarizing the LP Texas platform and trying to kick them off the ballot. Now listen, I don't know what's going on with and then she put beware of the non-libertarians start making libertarian arguments. I don't know what's going on in Texas, right? Good morning, Sarah. Good morning. I don't know what's going on with Texas. Now before I read my response, I I have friends that are libertarian right now, but I do. I know some real serious libertarians who, like, I wish they would run for something because they can help make this country great again. What I don't like is talking points just to get attention or whatever. I don't even know. Um, so I said, well, this has always been conservative principles. They did mess up because they didn't put God in the mix. Though I don't see libertarians adding God to the mix either. At the end of the day, corrupt people don't follow. I mean, excuse me, corrupt people. I meant to put corrupt people follow corrupt policies or whatever. And then I said that doesn't change the policies though, you know. And that's the thing. People will say like, "Oh, I stopped." People be like, well, like it's like and I'm gonna bring it to church. Well, I stopped going to church because all the people there, they were talking trash and backstabbing each other. What was the message good? Well, yeah, but the people there, but you wouldn't stop going to work because of the bad people there, right? So that's my thing. So, so people are corrupt, but the policies are still good. So I'm like, conservative. This is conservative policies. Absolutely, it is. It's just that sadly, you have a lot of neocons that are all about war and getting involved with certain things that they shouldn't be. So it seems like it's not. And then, of course, people are afraid to say God. Some people, these people who are leading us, they're afraid to say God because I don't want to look too religious and authoritarian. Listen, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. You can't you just need to be yourself. If you know you're doing the right thing, it will balance itself out accordingly. Okay, where you could talk to people and have respect for everybody's opinions and values on life, but also know what you stand for. So when I said that, she put, no, it isn't. Where were you and your party? Where were you and your party while Dawn Buckingham has been using eminent domain on Moss Rose? I don't know these people. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Did you forget about COVID mandates and lockdowns? Have you read any state legislation from this session besides what paid influencers have pushed? Been to the state capitol? Girl, I don't know what you're telling me right now. What I'm saying to you, sis, is that what I read on the thing, this little insert you gave us was conservative policies. I'm saying, like most people, those policies that was written on that little thing. I don't where's the thing at? Again, these policies that are written, these policies would band everybody together, right? Everybody could come together under this if it is expressed appropriately. Okay, strong families, limited government, freedom. Yeah, that is conservative principles, right? And it's libertarian principles, and we could come together and figure out how to express that to people, right? Um, but instead, you rather get mad, and I'm like, yo, like, and then don't ask me about COVID mandates. Don't ever ask me about anybody watching who knows me knows that I was going in once I heard 2 weeks to slow the spread or we need more ventilators. Okay. Yes, you had a lot. First of all, I didn't hear any. I'm not no disrespect to libertarians, but I didn't see any libertarians standing up. You know what I mean, going off about this. Really, in the first 2 weeks, nobody was going off. When they did the 2 weeks thing, I I have to understand the human mind. People were scared, and that's the only thing. But listen, we have a precedent for us to see that tyranny, that a tyrant always have a pretext for his tyranny. So they told you there was germs outside and people stayed in the house, right? So and then people shut down their businesses, and I mean it was a barren wasteland outside. Now, me from the door, I was like, this is wrong. But that's because I'm a nurse and I know that that's not going to do anything for a virus, right? But I don't expect everybody to be on it immediately, like, oh yeah, no, this is wrong. We've never been through anything like this before. So yes, you had Republicans who were saying like, yeah, lockdown, but I don't know, I'm scared. You don't want blood on your hands, so you get scared. This is the first time you're seeing this, so you're like, shoot, like, all right, I don't want anybody to die. Okay, which that's a huge, goal, but seriously. Okay, but then afterwards, Republicans stopped. You know, Republican states opened up after a few, weeks of some information that came out. I have to add, hand it to Ron DeSantis. This is where I don't give Ron DeSantis a hard time, um, because he looked at the data and he said, or he had a surgeon general look at the data, and they were like, nah, shutting down is an absolute waste of time. It's not going to do anything for people. I don't expect people to do that in 24 hours when they don't have the data. I mean, God forbid there's a nuclear war going on outside. We're going to be inside anyway, right? I get that. So they probably thought it was like a real nuclear death situation until they realized it wasn't. All the states had the same data. So I don't give that to like, oh, where was, your party, did you forget about mandates and lockdowns? That's not Republican. Sorry. There's not a single Republican that I'm really going to give that to. I live in Philadelphia, and I've seen what Democratic COVID policies did to Philadelphia children, did to Philadelphia businesses, a bunch of scared people walking around with masks and stuff. It was authoritarianism given down by Democrats, okay? And I work in the healthcare system. So there's nothing that she can tell me about COVID mandates. When I go back and check my catalog, y'all already know. Mandates. Yeah, what about the jab mandates? Yeah, I was there fighting against that. All right, and doing underground railroads and whatever I had to do. So I know about democratic mandates. Yes, I do. And I'm going to keep it real. Donnie, the reason why you're mad is because something happened between you and Republicans. I don't know what you expected to get out of people when you were promoting, making dinners for them and going around promoting them and everything. And maybe they didn't give you the accolades that you thought you deserved. I would love for you to come on my channel so we could talk about what happened to make you feel this way. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. What happened to make you feel this way, to make you feel like you have to constantly, all the time. Yeah, those Republicans, yeah, like all of this, be libertarian. Yeah, they're trying to keep so and so off the ballot. Then help so and so get on the ballot and stay on the ballot. I didn't say that there's not corrupt people out here, okay? But those were conservative policies. I would like to know why all of a sudden it's like, then you went, it's like, oh, I'm fighting for liberty. All right, cool, but how? I need y'all to start running for office. That's what I'm saying. Run for office as a libertarian. Yes, it's not easy to get on the ballot. I know because I tried. I'm not done trying. It was supposed to be a government of we the people, for the people, by the people. Not all of this professional politician stuff that's going on, all this lobbying, all this, our establishment. Yesterday I went down this rabbit hole that I have to like try to cleanse myself from before I go back down it again, because I have to go back down it again to get the research. We are infiltrated to the extremes from what did to hitherto undreamt of. If anybody watched the Marvel Endgame, when Doctor Strange said that to Tony Stark. I actually watched that over the weekend, and so that's why I'm bringing that up. But it is crazy how we are infiltrated. Our security state is like, it is dismantled from inside. So I need to know what I'm up against. So I'm not done. So I'm going to run again. So we need more people to run us, we the people. Anybody on this chat, if you ever think about, and I'm not saying for president or the senator, man, if you ever think about running for the city controller, whatever, some little spot that you think doesn't mean anything, but that's the spot that does the one thing that'll ripple off, you know what I mean, some more freedom to another spot, to another. We need us, the people, on these ballots. So I get it. Whoever they're stopping from getting on the ballot, they should stop doing that. I'm sorry I ranted for too long about this, but and then let me end it with this, because I don't know who this person was who decided to come on, and I guess they thought they were mocking me. I don't know. I've been made fun of so much in my life. Let me tell you something. I am not anti-bullying, and I was bullied relentlessly for the longest time until I turned 16 and everything caught up, and then, bullied. But, it grew that thick skin, so I don't care. Y'all, they could call me whatever. I don't care. But And then here you go. I don't know about others, but I don't want a Christian theocracy. Some of us didn't forget that throughout the 1970s and 1990s, the GOP tried to push evangelical views on everyone. God doesn't want people to worship him by force. Yes, a true Christian will tell you God has given you um, free will. He definitely doesn't want you to worship him by force. He wants you to love him. And it has to be out of love. What and to do it by force would mean that it's not out of love and you don't want to do it. That's fake love, right? Nobody wants to be in a fake relationship, right? And when I say relationship, that can mean anything. So I'm not getting weird about God. All right. So, like, so I don't know why you think, but that's the thing. Again, people are corrupt. Yes, the GOP in the 80s, I wouldn't even wanted to know them. All right. For what they did with, and I have to say, yeah, with the homosexual community, with what they did with the homosexual group. I don't like using the word community anymore. I really don't. What they did with that group, with they wanted to get tatted up about HIV if they were positive or not, or tats to say they were gay. It is insane. They wanted to test them to go to bars, and it was something else around that time. It was something else. One day I'll go live about it, but. So no, that is not of God, and so they were acting corrupt. There's corruption in our government. We need to get rid of it. Remember the satanic panic when heavy metal became popular or when people were trying to shut down rap? I remember all that. Yeah. It talked about the other more brutal side of the fence, the V-chip legislation. Remember Ice-T Cop Killer, Rodney King, and attempted ban. I understand those bans. I get it. Yeah, they were very authoritarian. Although I wish people would talk to the kids more when they listening to some of the stuff because, in the black race, that mainstream black culture is not real black culture, but it has seriously been adopted with some terrible terrible looking things like getting naked and I don't need no man and all that like um and now it just looks like that's black culture. And no, most black folk don't act like that. So, and then he was going off and he's making fun of me for being a Christian. I guess I don't know what this does. Boring. The first thing Republican theocrats always go after is pop culture. Yeah, well, but if you would find out who I am, you keep telling me about other people, but talk to me. I'm on a panel every Saturday night with Hypnotic, and we talk about the culture. And we have a good time, an amazing time. Saturday Night Hypnosis. Check it out, y'all, on Hypnotic's channel. So it's just I'm not gonna say stuff on that part. I definitely did go on about this for a while, but I just don't like when people like just say whatever. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's go and look at the chat. So that's it. So I answered that, and that's it. Damn, 17 minutes. Like, no, that was too much. Like I said, good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Night. Let me see. Twitter, or as I like to call it, Satan's garbage. Yeah, it can be if you let it be. I sometimes I mute certain things because I can tell the algorithm wants me to keep seeing it, so I'll mute it because I'm like, nope, I came here to get information. Because I will say, you get the news on Twitter before you get it anywhere else. It is insane. We're gonna talk about that too because we have some serious news to talk about. What's up, Michelle? What's up? Good morning, Metalopoli. Good morning, Casey. Just thought I'd pop in, give you a video, a like before I head out for work. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for the love and support. Um, now she all mad. Yeah, I don't know. I listen. That's why I want her to come on the channel because she can't defend herself. She told me one time I need to take my if I want to be a communist, I could take my communist self to China or something. I'm like, I mean, me and you were just cool on Twitter, right? Like, not that we're cool. I don't know you, but we were making sense when you were still a Republican. We were like I would say something and she would retweet me. She got me a lot of exposure. But when she became a libertarian, then all of a sudden I became, an authoritarian, right? That's not how it's supposed to go. I mean, that's what Democrats did to me. I have family members who did that to me. Whatever. I don't know this girl, right? But you're doing the same thing what the left does, right? Okay, whatever. Sarah, yes, I don't fault anyone for 2 weeks of being cautious with a brand new situation. Absolutely. You have to figure out what's going on first, right? You have to. But now we do have a precedent set. What's up, King Moss King? I'm glad you came through. Uh, I'm not even gonna. I can't. No, no, no. I don't think that. It's just that she wants to like have a reason. Lord, you became public enemy number one. That's what my best friend just said. Yeah, like it was. I was like, wait a minute. Just last week you were agreeing with everything I was saying. I don't know what's going on. Hard to win as a libertarian too. I get pretty mad at voters. I would vote L, but I want to pick someone who has a chance. I understand. Well, if everyone wants to vote L, did um did so, they'd have a chance. That's true. Also, it's the funding. Like, I get it, man. It's not easy. Like, yo, you have to have money because you have to reach the people. So I think that this is what I want a libertarian to do. Like, you know, get your people together. Y'all gonna have to put money together. You have to get a massive like group of people to like do the grassroots to show who you are. I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm with it. The founders of this country were libertarian, right? So I'm totally with it, right? But don't just say that like Republicans just don't want us on the ballot. Maybe they don't. I don't know, but don't tell me about it. I don't know nothing about that. Everybody has a right. This is our country. So it's us who need to start running it. Okay. Now let's scale back and calm down for a second. Wanted to go over this real quick about just a real quick recap of Donald Trump's CNN town hall, because I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I saw a little bit about it. Of course, I didn't get to talk about it last week because it happened after Monday. Now, and we are going to talk about Joe Biden. But so this is time. So they did a town hall with Donald Trump, and they talked about everything. Mostly, they talked about anything but what we needed to hear. CNN. It was supposed to be a town hall where the people was asking Donald Trump a question. CNN was just the reporter. She was just trying to fight Trump the whole night, and talked about January 6th for like the first 15 minutes. And I'm like, maybe even 20 minutes it seemed like. And I'm like, yo, people don't care about January. I'm not trying to be funny, but like nobody's thinking about that anymore. The eggs are $7. How much? My best friend today, the sausages were $7, and they're normally like what, $3.49 or something. It was $7 this morning. Nobody's thinking um about the mosh pit that happened 2 years ago. Nobody's thinking about that. And they kept going and kept going, but he had answers for everything. But I wanted to this was just hilarious. There's a couple of hilarious points. I'm not going to stay stuck on this too long, but there's a woman who's saying that Trump did something to her, and a New York jury found him liable of touching her or something. But they didn't find him. She said he raped her. I have to say R word after I say that. Now I can't keep saying the R word on YouTube. You can't even speak English on YouTube. But and he's like, I never met her. But anyway, let's listen to his explanation just a little bit.
This woman said, I met her at the front door of Bergdorf Goodman, which I rarely go into other than for a couple of charities. I met her in the front door. She was about 60 years old, and this is like 22, 23 years ago. I met her in the front door of Bergdorf Goodman. I was immediately attracted to her, and she was immediately attracted to me. And we had this great chemistry. We're walking into a crowded department store. We had this great chemistry. And a few minutes later, we end up in a dressing room of Bergdorf Goodman, right near the cash register. And then she found out there are locks on the door. So she said, I found one that was open. She found one. She learned this at trial. She found one that was open. What kind of a woman meets somebody and brings them up, and within minutes, you're playing hanky-panky in a dressing room, okay? I don't know if she was married then or not. John Johnson, I feel sorry for you, John Johnson.
Mr. President, can I
think of it.
I know you're recounting what she said, but Mr. President.
Let me just, if I could, because you asked the question.
This was a
just
jury,
so you understand,
though.
if I was walking in at the park, because I was very famous then, and I owned the Plaza Hotel right next door, and I owned buildings around it, I'm not going into a dressing room of a crowded department store. Then I say, if she was being raped, and by the way, they said she wasn't raped. Okay, that was her charge. It wasn't.
They found that you sexually abused her.
What? Say what? They did. They said he didn't rape her, and
They did
I
not
didn't
say
do
she
anything else either. You know what? Because I have no idea who the hell she is.
But Mr.
I don't
President,
know.
Exactly. By the way, the lady, she doesn't know when it happened, whatever this is that happened. And this girl, she keep trying, but they said that this, shut your gosh, doggone, like, oh, it sounds silly. Anybody like, it sounds silly. But let me show you the victim. Let me show you the victim.
Don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished.
Perfect.
Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
Kook. Okay. Absolute kook of the century. Okay. Like, what was that? Right now, where do I begin? First of all, you hear what she said? But what she said, as kookish as she is, she said something because her generation of a good time, the good time girls, right, is from like the 80s, right? I remember that time too, even though I was a little girl. Rape wasn't, I said it again, sorry. It wasn't thought of as, excuse me, sorry. I hate that shit. Anyway, it wasn't thought of as like domination. She said fantasy. She said it. I'm not saying all women did. Okay, right? So that's all I'm saying, right? And yeah, and he looking at Anderson thinking I can hear. Anderson's gay, but he probably was scared. What's up, Justin? Anderson was probably scared, like, oh my God. She said, it wasn't sex. Thank you, grape. We can't even speak English. She was like, it wasn't sexy grape. What? Like, she said, I wasn't ravaged. It hurt. What hurt? What hurt? That's crazy. And this is who these people are basing their whole fight. Like, oh, we hate Trump because he's a womanizer. You see what he did to this kook? A kook he doesn't know. There's a picture of him standing next to her at like some party. Obviously, she's a rich kook, but she's a kook nonetheless. But hold on, let me see. My best friend, she said we stop. Yeah, calm down, let him talk. It'll be you ain't no victim. She's dumb. That's really how we talk. But yeah, you're not. You're not. It's okay, right? Like, there are women who are victims, but this notion of we believe simply because it's a woman has to stop. I'm sorry, it does. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Because that type of nonsense is why women, why men are getting in our spaces now. Because of the community, the feminine not men, other kooks, male kooks, okay? Just too much, right? But they were so worked up about this that they were like mad. And so I want you to hear this Never Trumper just real quick, because I think it's funny. Like, let's laugh a little bit, right? So, and look at this face. A face of only a mother could love them. But this guy right here had a meltdown.
We're in a break now from the presidential town hall with CNN, Caitlin Collins, and whatever the fuck they thought they were going to get out of this, they instead have set a match to democracy once again. You are letting an insane person stand there and make people giggle and laugh when he jokes about rape. You make people giggle and laugh when he jokes about abortion, when he calls an African-American police officer a thug. This insanity should be pulled off the fucking air.
Okay, so we're going to stop. He's going off. Stop it now. You don't care that the black man was called a thug. Get out of here. You don't use black folk. I hate people who use black folk for, he called a black man a thug. Okay, so the man was a thug. He shot that girl for no reason. I'll call. Anyway, so please, all right? So bald, so angry. Absolutely. It's just, okay, people. Thank you. You see? Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, people do have sexy. Great. Yeah. They do. They do. And to my best friend, no, she wasn't paid millions. The jury's trying to say he's liable for sexually abusing her. Why? Because in her mind, she had a sexy grape fantasy with Donald Trump. And he's like, yo, man, I do not know this broad. And he's answering in such an 80s fashion. He's like, I own the plaza next door and all the buildings surrounding. You think I'm going to go pop a broad in the dressing room? Exactly. Like, these people get so worked up. It's funny how they get worked up over this, because Anderson Cooper went on and he said, I understand if you guys don't want to watch this anymore for having him on, and this, like, that's what you say about your company. Like, but Anderson Cooper will never be fired. Let's be clear. Anderson Cooper will never be fired. He wears something. His crown is different than it's a whole different one. Anyway, but y'all so mad about him saying that, but y'all not mad about this. Hold on. Hold on.
Stand up against the poison of white supremacy as I did.
Hold on.
To stand up against the poison of white supremacy as I did my inaugural address to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. And I'm not saying this because I'm at a black HBCU.
What?
I say it wherever I go.
Everything about this is disgusting to me. Everything is disgusting to me. I just want to point out a couple. First of all, I'm going to point out a couple things, and this is why we need to stop. Like, we need to stop letting this old man play. Hold on.
I did my inaugural address to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
And then they back there just because they hear the word white supremacy, they're back there clapping like trained animals. Yeah, like, come on, you clap. White, oh yeah, we're gonna get right. Like, come on now, and you clap for the communism, right? Now, the white man right here didn't know what to do. I'm sorry, we're gonna laugh just a little bit about it though. He was like, God damn. He was like, they done did. Oh God, man, he done brought this thing up again because he's sitting there and hands is down. Them hands are down.
And I'm not saying this because I'm at a black HBCU.
Then he totally disrespects him. And I'm not saying this just because I'm at a black HBCU. Because first of all, what other? I thought all HBCUs were black. I'm a little confused. Secondly, I'm not saying this because I know I got a bunch of dumb puppets around me that's gonna just clap every time they hear, every time they hear the word white supremacy, and that I'm gonna get them, not knowing that they're white supremacy too. Right. What did he even say, Sarah? You're right. The eyes, like, oh, like, whew, it freaks me out. Joe Biden sat up there and said something like that and causes division in this country over something that he's not going after white supremacy, white people. He's going after anybody who goes against the government. Everybody wants to talk, he wants to talk about white supremacy and make it seem like, oh, that's the issue. Go back and look. I told people, this is why I said to people, I'm like, go back and look at my catalog. I have a video that I did saying they're taking your rights from you. They will label you a white supremacist if you believe in God, property, family, and country. You don't have to believe in all four. Only one they need. Okay? If you even question the government, you are a white supremacist. You fit in the Biden strategic plan for domestic terrorism. Okay, remember, the terror has come home. There's too many people who think for themselves, and so we need to brainwash that and take that down. They have a whole policy out about it, and they're doing it. They're targeting people. I told you they're targeting Catholics. They're coming for everybody. And here's another group. I keep, hold on. Let me bring back the share. Hold on. We just got a few more things to go over and we'll be, every time I bring this thing up. And then of course now it's hard, wait a minute. Not the Uhuru tribe, Uhuru Black Nationalist. That's what I meant to put. Oh, God, what is this guy's name? Hold on. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying because this is what I used the last time. Hold on. Wow. Okay, So the Black Nationalists, the Uhuru movement, yeah, this is one of their leaders, but this isn't the particular person I wanted you to know. The FBI is targeting them. I bring them up all the time. You know, where's Black Lives Matter? Where are they? Because, you know, there's people here they're being targeted and they're Black, right? No, they won't protect those Black folk. They won't, you know, not to say not protect. They won't stand up for them. They won't back them up because those are Black folk who, while I don't believe in the whole, you know, we're still slaves and I've been oppressed all my life thing, one thing they are is anti-war. They say, I don't have any problem with Russia. I don't understand what's going on with this war. You know, they say all of that. So yes, the FBI is targeting them. Their leader is facing 10 years in prison for working with a Russian on the Uhuru movement to getting Russian like information as far as what's going on in the war. And they say that that's against the law. Why? Why is it against the law? Why? You know, so so you know, it's just it is just so that's the white supremacy. By the way, Joe Biden thinks all Americans are white supremacists. For real, for real. It's just that if he can get you to clap for him, you know, and be trained, then he's gonna be happy about it and allow you to live. Because other than that, he definitely looks at he definitely thinks of all of us as white supremacists as long as we're asking questions and we're citizens. And why do I say this? Well, you know, we're gonna go back to the border again. We can't be done with the border. Hold on. Actually, no. Let me stop sharing that. I just want to read this article to you guys. Let me pull it up. I'm moving fast and slow at the same time because my fingers always hold on. Boom. Thank you guys. Thank you for thank you, King Moss. Thank you. Thank you for everybody for coming through, hitting that like button for the support. Everybody watching. It's exciting times to share information, and the networking is amazing. You know, it is. And we are all American citizens and we need to do what it takes to, you know, to keep our country because this is too much. This is just too much. Hold on. So all right. Homeless vets get booed out of, hold on, let me just make sure I'm on. Yeah. Homeless vets get booed out of hotels to accommodate migrants. I'm going to need News Nation to fix the title. Homeless vets get booted out of hotels to accommodate illegals. Yes, let us go back and call them illegals again. I am not mad at anybody who takes the chance to come here when you know the door is wide open, right? But I have to call you by what you are. You are here illegally. You are here illegally. There's no two ways about it. You're here illegally, you know? So more than 24 U.S. military veterans were kicked to the curb this weekend by hotels in suburban New York City, completely uprooting their lives. It's so sad. This comes after a busload of 60 illegals were sent to the town of Newburgh by the request of Mayor Eric Adams. The Crossroads Hotel in Newburgh is just one of the multiple hotels reportedly booting homeless veterans out to accommodate incoming illegals. You know, exactly. Then migration is moving legally. Okay? Legally. My parents did migrate here. They did it legally. Okay? And we know, right? Like we know that illegal immigration has been happening for years. 5 million people in 2 years is just not right. More than it's not right, it's dangerous. Let me see. So anyway, so not only are the veterans out on the streets, but several wedding parties are reportedly scrambling to find new venues. All this for people who don't live here. Okay, so there you go. You know, there you go. All this for people who don't live here. So I now can't have my wedding at the Crossroads because the illegals are here. That's how we have to talk about it. And I have to be the one to talk like this about it. You know why? Because I get a lot of emotional people say, oh, that sounds racist when you talk about, you know, when we talk about immigration, it's just so racist the way people talk about it. Then I will be the Black girl who is of Haitian descent to tell you that this is illegal. It is illegal. We don't have borders. Okay. It freaks me out. It does. It more than it infuriates me. It does. Now, I'm almost to hold on a sec. I want to show y'all one more thing. Pretty sure that I bookmarked it because and y'all know me. I talk straightforward. I can't like pretend about certain things. I just can't. I can't try to say it nicely. I can't because it's real what's going on out here. Like it's really real. Real. Okay? Here you go. Hold on a second. Let me just take a sip. No matter what you do. Now, they're saying where are all those poor women and children? They won't keep the men and the kids together. They don't do that. So there's a bunch of people here waiting to do what they got to do when they get inside. But look at this, okay? Governor Abbott was all hype. Like, yeah, I'm sending the National Guard to stop this from happening. That's his National Guard just sitting there letting them walk on the bus like this. Texas National Guard openly aiding the invasion. This one wearing black mask. Another named Staff Sergeant Michael DiCarlo behaving dangerously using 4W truck to ram journalists and nearly hit a state senator. I was there. I had to move the senator. Multiple people got keep hearts on the video. Public Affairs thanked him. Thanked the truck rammer. I got on video. So incredibly bizarre that if there were not so much video, I would not mention. Okay, they were out of control at Gate 42 while they shuttled the invasion force. It is insane. They are busing these people. They're busing them to get here. To that's what they do. They're busing them. I mean, it is just insane. Let me see. Do you ever just hate knowing that what you know? New U.S. voters today in El Paso. This is here you go, El Paso. They want them to vote. They're gonna vote. They're gonna vote. Okay. Here we go. We got some more. Oh man, he got good footage. Here we go. I think he has footage of people getting ready to come on in. Yeah. I mean, people coming in. Women and baby just now. Like. So yeah, U.S. border tonight. Never know what's next. I mean, he goes to the border and he gets all of this, but it's just not even. But you know what happens though? Here's the thing, and these people they talk. They're not dumb. They talk. They say, they tell each other. I've heard them say. I've met people who said, if you're trying to get through the border, it's best that you get caught by American police. You hear that? American military. Back in the day, oh my God, they would be so scared. But now it's like, oh yeah, no, we want the Americans to catch us. They bring us right over and then they give us an appointment for 2027. What is this? So it's just like, but if the Mexicans catch them, they send them to the cartels. So that's why they don't want to get caught up. It is bad. And so hold on. Walls don't work from folks living in gated communities in their own security. Yeah, like I mean, we are. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because what I want to say, what we should do. Let me just say, I can't say it on Twitter. I mean YouTube. I'm gonna just say that it's too much. Okay, and I want you to see. And this is why I get mad about this whole Joe Biden thing, because you have people who think they did something good when they voted for Joe Biden in 2020. When I kept telling people, I'm like, our borders are about as secure as they can get right now. People still kind of sneaking in, but we're drilling a wall at home. We're not in any new wars. I think I'm going to go with the option that works, not the liar. And where are we at now? Look at where we're at now. And so, but not only that, now we are in basically what I'd like to call a nuclear war with Russia. But let me calm down a little bit with my words because I don't like to sell fear. This is insane. All right, so here we go. Let me let this guy talk real quick.
Professor Zelensky, a whole bunch of military aid. Military aid. $300 million more in military aid. Let's go see how that's working out. Ooh, bloated up. Completely bloated up. the Russians keep hitting all of these ammo dumps. So we dump in $300 million a day of military aid into this shithole. They stockpile it in a warehouse, and then Russia blows it the hell up. Yeah, this definitely is not money laundering or some other scam being done.
So disgusting. So disgusting. So, all right, here we go. We have, let me go back to the chat real quick on my phone. I just want to see. Remember when the USA and NATO claimed depleted uranium shells didn't endanger civilians? Wire gamma radiation levels skyrocketing in Klemenensky, Western Ukraine, after NATO arms dump was attacked and these shells are destroyed. Karmic justice, hail the mushroom cloud. So that's the thing. So people are saying like, oh, okay, the UK just sent over a bunch of depleted uranium shells, right? And I was like, what is this? Like, what does it do? So when I went to go look it up, excuse me, I went to go look it up. Depleted uranium is a dense metal produced as a byproduct of enrichment of natural uranium for nuclear fuel. It is still radioactive, but at a much lower level than the starting material. It is used in armor piercing shells and bombs to give them more penetrating power. When you hear that it's used that it's a byproduct of the natural element, but it's less radioactive, understand that it's probably more. You know, these people, they don't like anything natural, so understand that it's probably more radioactive than, but somebody please comment and let me know if it is or if not, but either way, it's radioactive. Now to go back to this here, I mean, this is just, it's just not even right. Hold on. I keep saying, I'm sorry. I can't help it. Like, I got the bookmarks. I want y'all to understand the severity of this issue. So it begins. This is the person who wrote it perfectly. And so it begins. We introduced these, and other countries followed our lead. We sent spent depleted uranium reinforced projectiles to Ukraine to use against Russia in our fourth major violation of existing treaties. Now, nuclear radiation. How do you think nuclear war would begin? We asked then. We ask now. What could possibly go wrong? Biden is destroying the world. Let me read that again. Biden is destroying the world, and the whole world sees it. Get the U.S. out of Ukraine. Hell, get us out of the UN and NATO. Those are globalist war machines for the new world order. They have expanded relentlessly and created this conflict. I know a man who did talk about getting us out of NATO. Unfortunately, he did talk about it too late, but there was one who talked about it, and his name was Donald Trump. And they couldn't assassinate him like they really wanted to, because obviously we would have probably realized like something's not adding up here. But I really think if they could have JFK'd him, they would have, you know? But that's why he's persecuted every day. I have to keep it real. He's not a perfect man. I didn't say he was, but these people, they love their wars, and he didn't start any new ones. He made mistakes. I don't have to. Look at where we are. The uranium shells. So now I remember reading that Russia was trying to hurry up and evacuate people from Western Ukraine, like I think area like the Donbass and stuff, because they knew this ammunition was there and they had to blow it up. And if y'all remember, I made a video about this. This was one of, matter of fact, Tucker Carlson's last monologue was on this. It was on this, you know? It was on this exact thing, that there was nuclear weapons in Ukraine and that they didn't want them shelling around them or something like that, right? And here we are. That was his last monologue on what's that place called? Fox News. Yeah, UK and Ukraine intended the slow deaths by cancer and birth defects to be in Donbass. Instead, the slow deaths will be around Klemenensky for generations to come. The use of depleted uranium. And then let's just go back. Somebody said something about a laptop that I wanted to show. So these are the people, they were evacuating them Depleted uranium from Britain were brought. Today, there were reports of panic reigning in these cities. Residents of Western Ukraine are urged to evacuate children from the epicenter. And ex-Bandera deputy, but okay, all right, that's what he wrote. This is just just so we know too. This area was like populated with citizens, over there, civilians. This is a war crime. This is an absolute war crime. Now, this person said Anthony Weiner and Huma Abedin. I've got to look this up. These two will connect to Hillary Clinton and the larger network tied to Haiti Evergreen Clinton Foundation, Uranium One, Spirit Cooking, etc. Hunter Biden is not the only laptop in town. You can throw away Bradley Cooper. You could throw Bradley Cooper in there as well. That laptop, yes, Hillary's servers had a lot going on. But what struck me, and I just want to make sure that I get real quick. I'm gonna get back to that. So you see this here. So this is the fire site. This is the missile attack. And this girl, she says, is well. Okay, no. Yes, I follow Valerie. So she's saying that the items that were exploding, there was a big cloud. Okay, this is a war crime. That's what that is. Now to get back to that whole uranium situation, to get back to the uranium situation in Haiti. So I've long said, and all right, I'm gonna have to make the GoFundMe because there are thoughts in my mind that I need to like prove or find the evidence of. Okay, Haiti is full of uranium in the dirt. Uranium, iridium, and other precious metals. Lots of them. Haiti there's a company, this was back in 2008 or something, when they realized that, they said, we're going to bring jobs to Haiti so we could drill the uranium. And the company that does that is affiliated with Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton's brother's on the board. And they go in there and they take out the uranium from under the ground. They don't do nothing for the country. They keep taking the uranium out. And then there's always something going on with uranium. And I'm like, they're using this to make uranium one deals and, and just all of that. Like, that's what's going on. Like the Haitian uranium, I want to track it to see how we're getting here. But there's so much corruption. There really is. But anyway, to scale back, yes, we have effectively entered into another level of this war. It was bad enough when they blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, okay? But the fact that they're hoarding these radioactive weapons in Ukraine, and of course Russia's going to blow them up, it puts us somewhere else. I don't know who are these people on my Trump 2024 period. You're delusional to want different. Okay, Potheads Association. I guess they're going back and forth for argument. Just make sure you hit the like button though. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. We thank you to anybody who voted for Joe Biden and think they actually put him in office. Excuse me. How embarrassing. Tell them thank you for putting us in this mess. If they feel like it, you know what? You know why? A little bit why I say that? Because these people look down on me when he won. They're like, yeah, we did. We got that guy out of office. Oh my God, the adults are back in the White House. We're going to be so much better now. We're going to be so much. Now we are in a connected nuclear war. You don't think Vladimir Putin's been very nice, and that's all I can say. I have to say it like that. I do. What? Because I know he has people around him like, look what they're doing. They don't care. They put their radioactive chemicals right here next to us, right here in our time, in our land. Okay, so let's all just scale it all the way down. We're coming to the wrap up of this. I wanted to share let's share a clown world to calm this all down. Because it's just too much. So we're coming to the and whoever you guys are who are going back, I hope you have subscribed already. I mean, that's just really, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. So anyway, There we go. I don't know this guy. He keeps showing up everywhere. So I might have to make a video. Fat transgender influencer cries in Uber after rejected by men in clubs. But why wouldn't you be rejected? Like, God forgive me, man. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of people. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of people because, yeah, they feel bad. Like, I got rejected. But why wouldn't you be rejected? AI Wheezy. Oh, okay. That's the name. I'm gonna find out. But transgender TikToker who recently found moderate fame after joining a panel cries in her Uber after being rejected by men in clubs. Furthermore, he is proud of. That's right. This is a man. He is proud of his body size and claims to be a 10. Internet users are saying contrary, regardless of how he feels, as he is blaming men for not liking him. First of all of this, that's how you know, like, this is all fake. This is like body positivity. Yay, be happy in their skin. Like I Am Jazz says, we're happy. Everybody can be beautiful. That's fine. Listen, I don't want you to hate yourself, but don't expect that everybody has to like the way. Listen, people have their preferences, number one. And I can't believe that I'm explaining that, right? But at the same time, like, I don't expect for a bunch of men to be like, yeah, I'm trying to see what's up with the big boy. Like, that's not going to work. Like, it's not. It wasn't going to work before we were in this position. People don't like it. They don't. Look how you need to go back and do the work that you didn't feel like doing. Instead, you went and tried to quote, I guess, express yourself as a woman and think that people were going to, they lying to these kids. The eyes see what they see. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And you don't fit the bill for them. But you should want to feel good for yourself, right? Because you can't be comfortable this big. Okay. Let me see. If she had friends and family, yeah, that's what Jake Shields said. If she had friends and family who cared about her, now mind you, we have to remember this is man. I'm not doing this. If he had friends and family who cared about him, they would tell him he's morbidly obese. Instead, they like telling him he might not know. And instead, they're like telling him he's beautiful and he's fine the way he is. We are hurting people by not being honest with them. Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you care about your family, you want them to be as healthy as possible. Listen, I'm not sitting here acting. I'm not going to keep bringing myself into this because that's like obviously my little insecurity, right? That I'm working on, but it has to be worked on. It's not about really looks, your insides, I'm just, my goodness. Oh, I guess this might be the video of him crying. Oh shoot, I might be making a video. Let me see. Oh, the same. Oh, I thought that was I hate that, but where's the video? Okay. This has been the wake-up call I needed, Jake. Thanks for being a good friend. I'm hitting the gym starting at that. Get out of here, Tristan Tate. Like, get out of here. I hate that you even did that. So anyway, let's go back to, okay, y'all never even did see it, right? So, all right, the internet isn't having this. Okay, got to give it to him. Novel approach to hiding his Adam's apple and pea. I can't take it. So that's the clown world that we live in where, and by the way, like that's the clown world that we live in where a person getting played in a club becomes headline news. Like, what? How many times have I been brokenhearted? Nobody wrote an article about that. Like, stop it, please. Come on. Let's, like that's crazy. Like, I've used that word probably like 100 times today. But it really is a clown world out here. One more clown world before you guys. One more, because I do have one more, and I have 1 minute, and I think I can squeeze this clown world in here. Where is he? Oh man, I used to hear his fighting calls. I just don't go anymore. Pentagon leak, homeless. Oh, darn! I could have swore I put that in as the clown world. I didn't. All right, I could look it up. Hold on. Let me look this up right now. I hate when you're trying to look something up. I don't need all these images. No. Okay, here we go. All right, let me share this right now with y'all. I have less than a minute, but this isn't gonna take me long because I'm not gonna read that much of it because I really don't care about this confused person. I don't know what I have to hand it to this person. I don't know what came first, girl or boy. I think she was a female first because this definitely, if you hear the person talk, but she's on testosterone to what, become transgender, and then what, and now you're taking supplements to what, play basketball with women. So now you are a enhanced man, but still a woman because you want to play in a woman. You see the narcissism? It's too much. Brittany Griner, WNBA. Brittany Griner played her first game. Nobody cares. Griner, one of the top. No one cares about. She went to Russia to do something. Hearing the national anthem, it definitely hit different. Griner said, "It's like when you go for the Olympics. You're sitting there about to get gold, but put on your neck. The flags are going up and the anthem is playing. It just hits different. Being here means a lot." I believe this person was one of those, back when the whole George Floyd thing and everybody was so hype about being black, to now they done forgot about being black because all this hypeness goes to everything trans now. And why I don't do y'all communities. But anyway, I believe this person was one of those like, oh, the national anthem it's triggering me and I don't want to hear it. Oh, now, but it hits different. It hits different because you're back in America. Oh, you realize that Constitution is different. It's here. It's not in other countries. And while you guys were promoting for people to hate the flag, to hate the country, right? You all were doing all that, and you were good. You were good though. You had because you were oppressed. I'm confused as to what made you act like that. And then you went to Russia and you had a vape pen. You had weed. Why you would go out there with any kind of paraphernalia during a time of war is beyond me. And they said she's done this before, so it's it wasn't a problem before. Yeah, we were in a time of tension. Of course, they were gonna. They knew you did. I wouldn't have did that during the time of tension. No. And so then they baited you in. Okay. Oh, but it hits different now. Yeah, wow. Um Gorlak is a dude. Sir, put the napkin down, step away from the big man. I can't take it. I'm sorry. Oh man. Oh boy. Thank you for subbing. Thank you. Gorlak the Destroyer. And then Night Runner says, "I'm glad I was taken off the market in the 80s. You young folk have to deal with fake men." Okay. I get scared about it. I'm like, oh God. But I can tell. Thank God. I seriously can. I have no time. All right. Transgender is more than that meets the eye. Should have hit different before, and we might still have the merchant of death in custody. Really? Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. That whole merchant of death thing, I have to look that up too. I just don't trust much in it. But yeah, but either way, it wasn't a fair trade. Eh, But I remember Candace Owens grifted off that situation. She was like, "I want to help Brittany Griner get home," and then when they were going to get her home, that pothead, and now she's coming home. I said, "Did you want to help her get home or not?" Because my opinion on that matter never changed. When people were saying that's a dumb reason to go to jail, I was like, it absolutely is, but this is Russia, not America. And so people have to understand that our constitution doesn't follow us to other countries. So I was like, yo, she did something. It's a silly thing to have to be stuck, but this happens. That's why when you go to other countries, you need to know their customs and what not to do. There's certain countries that my best friend, she was talking about wanting to go to Dubai and everything. And I wouldn't mind going, but then sometimes, you have to know, like, how long should the skirt be? You'd be surprised. Okay. Speaking of my best friend, I wanted to end off with this story too. She was telling me that my best friend is a mom and she has wonderful children. And her little girl is 5. Yeah. And she's a beautiful little girl and everything. And for 2 seconds, now she's in school. And 2 seconds, she was like, "Mommy, I'm a boy." And she was like, "No, you're not your girl." And she's like, "But I want to be a boy. I don't want to be a girl." And she was like, "But you're so pretty. Why would you want to be a boy?" "Well, I could be handsome." And then in a minute later, she was like, "Mommy, I want to be like you." And then she was like, she was like, her mother said to her, like, "You can't possibly want to be like me because I'm a girl. I'm not a boy. So you don't want to be like me. Go be like somebody else." And her daughter was like, no, I don't want to be a boy. I want to be like you, mommy. I want to be like you. So, obviously she's a kid, she's a kid, and she said something, and she was already ready to be like, no, I messed up. Last year I would have been like, she just said something. This year, my question was, who told her to say that? What's going on? She just started school. What's going on? The school that she goes to is a nice school, but liberals are everywhere. So what's going on? So I'm like, we will just, obviously they're family, it's a family unit, wonderful brothers and sisters and everything. And so I'm not like, because it's going to take the family to keep the kids in. We have to talk to these kids. And sadly, we're going to have to start talking to them at a very, very young age about things that don't make sense, because they are saying that babies can be transgender, and they're trying to work on gynecological doctors to work on these babies. Okay. So what's going on in the school? That was my main concern. And I asked her permission. She said, yeah, go ahead, share that with people. Because we've never had, nobody's ever said that in the house, so yeah, like it was just a little concerning to hear, just a little bit. But like I said, did you see how kids are? She automatically she got over it. She was like, oh no, I want to be like you, mommy. But that's why too, we have to be good. We have to be leaders for the new generation, because she already, I want to be like you. The kids are watching us. They are watching us. But just the fact that you could plant a seed in a child, there are bad people out there wanting to plant bad seeds in children. And this is why we talk about this transgender stuff the way we do. And people will say, oh, you're obsessed with it. Well, no, they're changing laws around this. They're changing laws around this, and they're getting to the kids. So yeah, I'm going to keep talking about it. Right. So just be mindful, those SEL classes, how you feel today, just be mindful. They know how to get the kids. They do. But, I'm not saying like go crazy and stay up all night I'm just saying though, this is happening, So anyway, wanted to end off on those clown worlds, not my best friend's story, but like the clown world of Brittany Griner said that the anthem hit different. Now all of a sudden it means something to her. Not because she was born here. I'm done. Okay. Like I can't. All right. So let me see. Let me see. Are you old enough to remember the kid who was caned? No, I don't. Wasn't that in Singapore? What happened? Something happened to some child somewhere else, right? And then and the US let it happen because their laws as it should be. Yeah, like what it sounds like is something happened to a US citizen somewhere else, and there was nothing we could probably do. That's what happens. And that's why when people were like, well, if Trump was a president, he would have got her out. And I'm like, please, can we not use that as a campaign talking point? Because that's not what we're supposed to do. Because if somebody comes and breaks the law in the country here, we shouldn't be waiting for their country to come get them back and say, okay, you can have them. All right. Even though some people are they're breaking the law all day because they're coming in. They're just coming in. That's already breaking the law. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to wrap up. Thank you for everybody who came through. This live was hit. It was litty. He dropped gum on the sidewalk, but yeah, and then you see, wow. And then what? They caned him. It's a crazy law, but that's why it's not, and I don't. Kid vandalized car in Singapore, and the punishment was caning. Yeah. So thank you, Bobby. So that's what I'm saying. So our Constitution does not, it doesn't follow us in other countries. You got to know the customs when you go to the places, but it hits different for her now. So narcissistic. All right. Yeah. I'm saying goodbye now. I got to go put a couple things down on digital, break this up, put it out there and everything else. You guys, whoever came through, I hope you guys hit the like button. Thank you for coming. I always appreciate everybody's support, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.